Leavenworth City Commission meeting. Please turn off or silence all cell phones during this meeting. Meetings will be televised every day on Channel 2 at 6 p.m. I don't know if they're still televised anymore. We are. We are still? Okay.
Till the end of the year.
Till the end of the year? Okay. And midnight, and they are available for viewing on YouTube at 24 hours a day. So, at this time, I'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by silent meditation. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let's start. We've got 2 proclamations tonight. Sam, are you over there taking a picture? All right, let's start with the Leavenworth Awareness Walk. Who's coming? Are you coming up? Okay, all right, welcome. Glad to see you. How are you?
Good.
Good. All right, we've got a proclamation for the Leavenworth Awareness Walk. Whereas the Leavenworth Awareness Walk, or the Law Walk, is a beacon of remembrance and unity within our community. The annual event was established in 2018 in memory of Brother Michael Law, a devout Christian, retired soldier, community leader, and exemplary past fraternity chapter president. Brother Michael Law served as chapter president in our beloved fraternity. He played an instrumental role in shaping the lives of countless young individuals as a father figure and a mentor. And whereas the Leavenworth Awareness Walk serves a dual purpose, one that keeps alive the memory of a man who was tremendous advocate for local scholarships, a loving husband, a proud father, and a father figure and mentor to youth in the community. And whereas the walk also empowers our community by raising scholarship funds, providing educational opportunities, and fostering awareness about issues that matter deeply to us. The Phi Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Inc. has raised over $30,000 for deserving students. And whereas the Leavenworth Awareness Walk unites us in a collective effort to continue Brother Michael Law's mission of making a positive impact on the lives of others and strengthening the bonds within our community. So now, therefore, I, Holly Pittman, Mayor of the Leavenworth, Kansas, hereby recognize and commemorate the significance of the Leavenworth Awareness Walk. Yay. I know this means a lot to you, and I know Lolita's here, so would you like to say a few words about the Leavenworth Walk? Okay.
We'd also like to get a picture from Kathy.
Absolutely. If you don't get a picture, it didn't happen.
Of course. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm Lockie Evans. I'm the chapter president of the Pi Omicron Lambda chapter, Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So Michael Law was the president when I was here, and I've came through several times. But it's an honor to be the president again, and it's an honor to host the Leavenworth Awareness Walk. We use the walk as an opportunity to raise awareness, because Michael passed away due to cancer. So raising that awareness in the community is important. Plus, we also give out a $1,000 scholarship in his name and in his honor. And that money raises a lot of money just for us to do stuff in the community with our 5 programs that our national programs that we emphasize. So this year, what we're doing different is we're doing a scholarship writing awareness workshop so that we can help students better write scholarship applications to get more money to go to college to continue their education. So we like all your support. We take Cash App, we take Venmo, we take PayPal, checks, and cash. So
all of it.
We'll be at the Riverfront Community Center on Saturday, the 13th of September from 9 to 12.
Thank you so much. Lolita, did you want to say anything? Thank you so much. And here is you want to, Sam, are you the photographer?
Yes, I am.
Get some of the other brothers to come up. It'll be the bookends of your Holly.
We're here, baby.
All right.
You gotta stand in the back, big head.
Hold on a second.
Here, Trevor.
Yes, you can.
Trevor, yeah.
Let me get up and get him out of here first. That's like my boss.
Come on in here. Nice and tight.
Thank you very much.
Well, have a good walk. Unfortunately, I'm going to be at Parents' Weekend for Bella, but I know
Maybe
he's
there's
successful.
spirit.
I know he's successful.
Thank you very much.
You and Jeff always support us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Nice to see you, sir. Thanks for coming. Good to see you.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care, Lucky. Thank you.
Can I say something?
You can say something.
Good evening. My name is Ed Rogers, and I just have to say something about Michael. I was there when he came through and became a member of our fraternity, and he was just a jewel, and I miss him very much.
Yeah,
He was.
yeah, I'll do.
He was just an awesome man, and if you got to know him, you'd want to spend a lot of time with him if you could. It's just the kind of man he was. And we thank you. I'm the Kansas District Director, Executive Director for Alpha Phi Alpha Emeritus. I got to put that emeritus back there because I've done my work, you know. And it's an honor to be here and to see you, Nancy. And, you know,
Good to
we
see
go
you
way
again.
back. So thank you very much for the proclamation, and we hope to see as many of you as we can at the walk. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. You're a celebrity, huh? Big wig, VIP.
No.
All right, our next proclamation is Constitution Week. Are you coming up, Cindy? Oh, come on up. The DAR is in the house. All right. Next up is Constitution Week. Whereas September 17th, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document, its memorable anniversary, and the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Holly Pittman, Mayor of Leavenworth, Kansas, hereby proclaim September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Some things you have planned? Do you guys have any? Free constitutions for everybody?
We did have some pocket constitutions that we did give away, but I would like to invite everyone to the Leavenworth Public Library. We have a lovely display all about Constitution Week. Please stop by. And I'm Cindy Henry, I'm the regent for Captain Jesse Leavenworth.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Cindy.
Did you want to get a picture? Yeah. Sure. Yay! Thank you. Okay, let's begin with old business. We'll begin with the minutes from August 26, 2025's regular meeting. I just need a motion to approve.
Motion, move that we approve the minutes from the August 26th meeting.
Second.
All right, motion's been made and second. We'll begin voting with Commissioner Hingala.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye,
He's
okay.
there.
All right, motion passes. Next up is new business. We're going to begin with public comment. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per speaker. In the interest of time, we ask that groups wishing to speak their public comment to one presenter. This is an opportunity for the City Commission to hear the thoughts of the public prior to conducting any official city business. The Mayor, City Commission, and the city staff have been asked not to respond to those giving public comment, and action may or may not be taken by the Commission on public comment here. The Mayor may direct staff to follow up with specific individuals after the meeting. When speaking, please state your name and your address. A sign-up sheet has been provided in the Commissioner chamber. Sarah, has anyone signed up?
Yes, we have two. First up is William Rogers.
All right. Hello, Mr. Rogers. Welcome back.
It's been a minute. First off, I want to talk about core civic and private prisons in general. I've learned a lot over the last few months, and I want to thank this commission and the mayor and the all staff at the city of Leavenworth and the citizens for holding $1 billion business accountable to any other business that would come into your town. I realize for you guys, it's a land use issue. For some of us, it might be something different. But I wanted to share with you that I've read a lot of audits by the Department of Justice on for-profit prisons. And as I read them, I realize the importance of a special use permit more and more. The oversight, every audit I've read, the oversight on for-profit prison by the government is terrible. It's non-existent almost, which allows the for-profit prison then to start cutting corners with staffing and medical and things like that would lead to the devastation. I also want to talk about, I've heard when we talk about the issues that Core Civic previously had, people say, well, this is going to be a different kind of inmate. This is going to be different. It's going to be less dangerous. Well, I can tell you that Mr. Trump says that these are the most dangerous criminals he's taken off the street, for one. But I also want to tell you about the incident in Texas. It was a low-security, non-U.S. citizens, adult males that had terrible staffing issues. It was for a for-profit prison, which led to the 2009 riots. And I think that what that says is anytime you take people and put them in an environment like that, there's going to be issues. And so it's not the same. I also want to talk about a town called Sayre, Oklahoma. It's a small town, much like Leavenworth. Core Civic went into that town and they opened up a deal and they promised the impact fees like they promised you guys. And I'm not saying they won't not follow through with that. But all I would ask is that you look up case number CJ 18-23, Sayre Industrial Authority versus Core Civic, so that they could get the payment of those impact fees. I just want you to know that nothing's a guarantee in this world till it's in your pocket. And also, one last thing is I wanted to tell you that Leavenworth, the city of Leavenworth, you guys are now getting not only national exposure, but worldwide, because there's I'm interviewing next week with a 3-part series that'll be aired in Sweden, Austria, and Germany. And everything that I've heard and I've seen and written, and I've read a lot across the country on Leavenworth, what's going on in the city of Leavenworth is nobody's bad-mouthing you. In fact, people are very, very much interested. I'm getting calls all the time about how the city of Leavenworth doing it. So you guys should be proud of yourselves, and the city of Leavenworth should be, because you're making a stance, and thank you for that.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
All
Next.
right, next up is Jeff Rutledge.
Hello, sir. Welcome back.
Jeff Rutledge, 717 Oak Street. I'm pleased with the fact that after our last meeting, Mr. Stephen?
Correct.
City,
Mike, yeah.
called me up and we had a nice conversation over the phone. According to the neighborhood gossip, the city has been out, I have not seen it, that's why the city has been out there multiple times, and supposedly the blockage is worse than what my pictures showed. And hopefully that means that things are going to progress, and things are progressing, and things will come along nicely for our neighborhood and my sinkhole.
Good, that's good news.
So, thank you.
Thanks for sending people out there.
Thank you.
Thanks for sending us the update, too.
Yeah, thanks for giving us the update.
And nobody started the clock.
I apologize.
You got a freebie. You got a freebie. You want to keep going? Okay.
Thank you. I'm positive things will work out, I hope.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Anybody else?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Okay, general items. Let's start with employee benefits renewal plan. Is that you? Oh, here she
I
is.
believe it would be
She's
Lana.
here.
Hi, Lana.
Anna and Mike.
Hello, Mike. Welcome back.
Everybody, thank you.
Sorry, cheaters on. Madam Mayor, Commissioners, presented for your review and approval this evening is the renewal for our employee benefit coverages for an employee year beginning December 1, 2025.
Can you turn your mic on? Sorry.
Sorry.
Thank you. Hey.
Start over.
Start over.
So as presented a few weeks ago, we have been working hard at renewals this year. The city with budget process, did determine that we needed to come in at 15% below what our current rates were. United Healthcare came in with an initial renewal at 8.1% decrease in premiums, which was great. Unfortunately, did not meet our 15%. Led us to begin exploring other alternatives, one of those being the state employee health plan. In addition, our broker did go out to bid and started a search for other medical carriers that would bid our services for medical insurance. In reviewing the changes over the course of time, unfortunately short-lived, but the state employee health plan has their increases every July and had an increase in July of 25, as well as we just received the increase for July 26, both of those around 8%. So the renewal we actually had initially started off with in January, 8% increases, 16% increase was not quite the savings we had anticipated when we first started that option. We received bids from, as of a couple of weeks ago, I believe we had 2 of them in, one from Cigna and one from Aetna. We were waiting on Blue Cross Blue Shield, which came in shortly thereafter. And Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Aetna were the 2 that had primarily a 22 and a 24% respectively decrease in premiums from our current. So with that, we explored those 2 options further, recognizing the 20-year relationship that we've had with UHC. We also went back to UHC and asked if they could do any better with the same plan design that we currently had in place and get anywhere close to matching the 2 other carriers we had. Unfortunately, they could not with the previous experience that we have had with them. They felt that the best they could do, I believe they came in at 10% decrease in premiums without any plan design changes. So with that, we did pursue Aetna and Blue Cross and looking through plan design comparison to what we currently have in place. Aetna had some differences, Blue Cross had some differences. Blue Cross, in addition to being a 24% reduction in premiums versus Aetna's 22%, also presented a rate cap guarantee for us, which Aetna would not. So we did pursue and actually finalize, believe it or not, just this morning,
Good timing.
the plan design tweaks to literally mirror our current plan design.
Good.
With very little impact to the premium decrease. So I think we went from a 24.7 to a 24.2% decrease in current premiums with exact same plan design as what we currently have in place. So we will still have a 3-tiered plan offering, a base plan, a high plan, and an HSA plan, health savings account plan, which is a traditional high deductible. So all of what we have in place now, our employees are not going to see a difference in the coverage being offered, change in carrier obviously, and there is going to be some nuances with that. Some carriers have different processes, so there will be some changes, but fortunately not to the plan design. In addition to that, we did the renewals for Delta Dental, which is our current carrier, as well as UHC for vision, and we are in a rate cap guarantee with both of those plans. So Delta Dental came in at a flat renewal, so 0 increase, same plan design, and UHC, this will be our 2nd year guarantee of no increase. UHC Vision actually came in at a flat renewal. This is our 2nd of 3rd year with no increases for them. So we have 1 more year next year of the vision plan staying exactly the same with no rate increase. So overall, roughly about a 24% decrease in premiums for medical and flat renewal, no increases for the dental or vision.
Excellent.
That's good.
With that being said, staff is recommending approval of Blue Cross Blue Shield for medical coverage and renewing with our current carrier, Delta Dental for dental, and UHC Vision for our vision coverage. All of these plans would go into effect as of December 1. We would look at that first week in October to do the meetings, which would be similar to the ones we have held in the past. Obviously would require all employees to attend those meetings to sign up for coverage under Blue Cross and switching over carriers.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yep. Does the commission have any questions?
No, I'm just curious, Mike, how badly did UHC try to retain us as a client?
You know, Commissioner, I would tell you, they really worked hard. I mean, when you think about having a 20-year relationship with an insurance carrier, that's a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, thinking back over those 20 years, you know, we had 3 goals, I think, was number 1, to improve costs, number 2, to improve benefits, and number 3, at that time, to create some stability in the plan, because we were in a mode of switching carriers every year, which 20 years ago, I would have told you there were 8 or 10 carriers. Today, there's probably 4, maybe 5. So, over those 20 years, they've had some great years, and you've had some great years. But they've had some painful years, and you've had some painful years. So it's really been a win-win relationship. So I will tell you, they did fight hard to keep your business. Unfortunately, they just couldn't make the math work. And that's not unusual, given their history of paying claims over the 20 years. They have some of that historical knowledge and if you will, some of that brain damage from paying some fairly significant claims. And so, sometimes it just makes sense to try somebody new and
Sure.
start over.
Yeah,
So,
thank
They
you.
wanted to keep your business, unfortunately, the math just doesn't make sense.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? No. All right.
Madam Mayor, I move to approve Blue Cross Blue Shield BCBS for medical coverage and renewal with our current providers for dental and vision for the new plan year beginning 1 December 2025. Current providers are Delta Dental for dental coverage and United Healthcare for vision coverage.
Second.
All right, motion's made second. We'll begin voting with Nancy Batter. Jermaine is dropped off.
Oh, he has a cat.
Oh, you're still here? I
He's
thought you were
back.
dropping
He's
off.
there.
You sent me a text. Okay, he's
Aye.
still there. Aye.
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 All right, motion passed. Thank you both
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jermaine, are you staying or going? Jermaine? Maybe he's gone now, okay.
Okay. I don't think she can hear you.
All right, well, hello. Welcome back. Well, next up is consider certificate of substantial completion for the WPC Administrative Building Project. Wastewater.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Commissioners. This item this evening is to consider approval of certificate of substantial completion with Julius College Construction Company for the WPC admin building. The city previously identified a critical need to relocate for health and safety reasons the WPC administrative offices. The city solicited qualifications from design-build teams that were interested in the project. In July of 2023, the City Commission approved a contract with Julius Collins for the initial design of the project. In September of 2024, the City Commission approved an amendment to the contract for construction of the building. Cost for construction of the new administration building was set at $754,120.56. The construction cost shown was a guaranteed maximum price. With that said, there were several items that were not known going into construction that stepped up were legitimate changes. These include an electrical service charge. Evergy did require that we obtain power from a different pole than what was anticipated. Kansas Gas also had a relocation requirement. And staff changes included the rerouting of exhaust and the addition of a potable water bottle filler. Total cost for all of these changes was $17,900. Total cost for the project, which included the design, construction, and the 3 change orders, was $889,466.38. There are 2 items listed on the substantial completion that need to be completed. These include delivery and installation of a laboratory sink and countertop and some minor touch-up painting there at the facility. Staff recommended the Commission approve the certificate of substantial completion with Julius College Construction for the WPC admin building. And I'd be happy to answer any questions, and Will from Cause is here tonight that can answer questions.
Any questions?
And ribbon cutting would be next Friday, the
Next Friday,
19th at
2:30.
Yep, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So we've occupied the building and utilized it for the work for which it was intended now?
Yeah, we've been in there for probably 2 weeks.
Good.
The folks out there love it.
I bet they do.
Any questions for Todd while he's here?
No?
No.
Okay. All right, well, then I'll just take a motion if we don't have any further questions.
I move approval of the certificate of substantial completion with Julius Cause Construction for the WPC Administration Building.
Second.
All right, motion's made second. Begin voting with Commissioner Hengela.
Aye.
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 All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, first consideration ordinances. We just need consensus on all this. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm really good. Welcome.
Thank you.
So let's start with the first consideration to adopt the standard traffic ordinance, the 52nd edition.
Correct. First item I have for you tonight is to place on first consideration to adopt the 52nd edition of the standard traffic ordinance. This is a publication that's put out by the Kansas League of Municipalities. Each year we adopt the new publication, which incorporates any kind of changes or additions from the previous year. This year there were, once again, just very minor changes to the ordinance. Be happy to cover those if there were any questions about it. But otherwise, would ask that you place on first consideration a request to adopt this ordinance.
Are these, I know we do these every year, and I just wanted to ask if, now these come out through the Kansas League of Municipalities, but is it because of changes in the law, state law, that
Yes.
these changes are needed every year?
Yes, any kind of changes made to the publication is something that we're required to adopt if we want to use
Okay.
that version of it.
Okay,
In this particular year to the standard traffic ordinance, they added another classification of what is commonly known as the move over law. It previously required you to move over for trash trucks and utility vehicles like cable or phone service. This one adds any vehicle that's displaying caution lights or warning lights that is stopped on the side of the road.
okay,
So I think everybody's familiar with the move over law. This just adds that type of disabled vehicle into the ordinance so that can be enforced.
The
okay,
reason that the cities adopt these, even though their state statutes said you can enforce them in the municipal court, because then you've adopted them as municipal ordinances. So
Got it.
same with this on public offense code, that's why, they did it. That's a lot of the reasons why. Public offense code is a little bit different, standard traffic ordinance is primarily for that reason.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Any other questions?
No.
All right, we all
provide-
thumbs
yeah,
up?
First
None.
consideration.
Okay, thumbs up
Yes.
consensus, okay. All right, next up is to adopt Uniform Public Offense Code 41st edition.
This is a request to place on first consideration an ordinance that adopts the 41st edition of the Uniform Public Offense Code for Kansas cities. Again, this is another publication put out by the Kansas League of Municipalities that we adopt annually, and to incorporate any changes in that edition, we must pass an ordinance to do so. This particular year, the only thing that was amended was the ordinance for trespassing on a critical infrastructure facility. That had been in there, but they expanded some of the buildings and properties that would be considered a critical infrastructure facility. So it just kind of expands what that ordinance covers.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, what's an example?
So like a electric plant or a water plant or oil.
Wastewater treatment facility.
Yeah, critical infrastructure
No
places.
I
trespassing.
figured that would already be
Yeah.
law.
But not City Hall.
No,
Not City Hall, no.
You can still trespass and be arrested for it, it's just not a critical infrastructure.
Okay, just checking, yeah.
be happy to answer any other questions you had about this change.
No.
Any other?
I'm fine.
Are we all good?
Nope.
Consensus?
Yes.
Okay.
Consensus.
All right, thumbs up on that one. The next step is the adopted 2025 intersection traffic control device master index.
So every year, the city updates their master traffic control index, which incorporates any kind of traffic control device that's within the city limits. That would mean a new traffic light at an intersection or a stop sign. This past year, we added a four-way stop sign to the intersection of 22nd Street and Sycamore Street. That's out in the Branches subdivision. Some new construction out there of homes required some control of that particular intersection. Other than that, the list remains the same, just adding the four-way stop at that intersection.
Okay.
Okay. No questions?
No?
All right, we on consensus?
Way to go, yeah.
Thumbs up? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and next one is this you, Scott, or David? David, this is for the amending Section 219, Chapter 2, Article 2 of the Code of Ordinances.
So what came out, we discussed a little bit briefly at the last meeting, was that as staff was reviewing the code, they noted that there was no provision in the city code for what happens in the case of a vacancy of a commissioner. Indeed, I went through and found nothing even in the old thick printed out book that we had, and I couldn't find that anything had ever been done for as long back as I could find, which is almost shocking to me that the city's never had that come up. So there were issues with vacancies of positions, like if the mayor should not be in that position anymore, who
Yeah.
becomes the next mayor, but nothing in terms of the vacancy of a commissioner. And so Sarah asked that I look into that and see was her reading of it correct. And I determined that yes, it was, and so that it would be good to have a provision like that in there. So let's see here, the red line, I had a red line, but I think what you're doing, you're gonna be looking at bottom of page 49 and top of page 50 of your agenda packet. Sub Romanet 3 is the proposal that I would have you do for this. And it would be in the case of the vacancy of a position that the mayor, or in the case the vacancy was in the position of the mayor pro tem would have a period of time to submit to the governing body a recommendation of someone to fill that seat. Candidates would have to be qualified electors, of course, of the city. And then vote of the governing body be required to confirm that appointment. This seemed to me, and then the person would fulfill the rest of the remaining term, not extend on. So, if it's 2 months, fine, that's what it is. There are lots of different ways to skin this cat. Some cities provide for special elections and things like that. My opinion, again, this is perhaps less a legal opinion than a political one, but my job is also to give you counsel, that given the potentially short terms in council seat and commission seats and such, would it be worth the time and money to go through a special election process for what could be a very short-term term?
Right.
What I crafted is a very common provision in a lot of cities, that, the mayor brings the names and then it requires the approval of the governing body to do that. So kind of a check and balance there of sorts. So that's my proposal for you. The new language is really just that in Romanet 3 there. And that would be my proposal for you this evening in order to confirm the code, that just in case there should be a vacancy, there aren't any questions as to how that gets filled.
So what if the mayor has to choose, or can someone say, hey, I'd like to apply for that position?
There would be an appointment the same way mayor would make any other appointments under this.
So they fill out an application?
They could, we leave that process open. Different cities and different mayors do different things. Some, a very common practice, of course, is to put notice out there of interested persons. There can be interviews, that could be done however manner you would want, really. So I leave that open. I don't go into all the, instead of turning this into another 10 pages of ordinances on every specific process.
Right.
I leave that general and open. And then again, of course, the built-in factor on that is, the pressure is on the mayor to do things in such a right way that you can get a vote of the governing body to support the process and the person that you would nominate. And I say you, and I speak to the position of the mayor.
Yeah.
Would nominate. And so, in my experience, that generally works pretty well, because there has to be a building of consensus in that regard, rather than tying things too deeply to 10 pages of details and steps and things like that.
Yeah, and if you've got, somebody that has to leave or somebody that dies and then you've only got a couple of months, you can't just leave it vacant? The position vacant?
Arguably you could. It causes a lot of problems if you start thinking about things of I'll give you an example. If there's a zoning change comes through, and there's a protest petition, it requires a 3/4 vote
Oh, got it.
of the
Okay,
governing
got
body.
it. Right, right.
And you've got an empty
Right.
seat there, that's an automatic no,
You have to have
essentially.
4 out of
And
5.
then,
Well, I
then
mean-
it becomes hard. You always have to have a majority of the governing body to pass an ordinance. So that means always 3 votes. So if you only have 4 people, then
Yeah.
that's 3 out of 4.
2 and 2.
Well, it
Yeah.
says
And plus,
60
it's
days.
also, I would dare say that it's, not filling a vacancy results in the loss of representation
Yeah.
by residents.
So, David, to your point, representation. First of all, I appreciate you making it nice and simple, and I'm always up for something nice and simple. But personally, I think I would not want us deciding as a body who is going to represent the people unless they've been put here by the people, personally. Just because we were voted in office doesn't mean that we can decide who's going to represent the people here in office. Is my personal opinion. I would be in favor of a special election. I know it costs a little bit, probably at least $16,000, I think, if I remember from the last numbers I got, but.
I couldn't tell you how much it would cost. There are a lot of provisions that go into that. There's lots of time periods of when you can have elections and such. But listen, some cities do that. My fear, I suppose, would be if we're gonna spend that kind of cost for an election when there's 6 months left on a term or something like that, is that a cost-benefit analysis. But if it is the will of the commission, I can certainly bring an idea for that. Again, there are probably 25 different ways I could put this together in some
Yeah, I would
way. There
like
could be
to
lots
see
of
that.
bells and whistles, there could be.
Because if you got 4 years and you leave after the first year, that's 3 more
Yeah.
years.
Most cities,
Oh, yeah.
most cities have a process like this. This is how most cities do it, but it is not the only way.
But
can we
it's
put, like-
also, if you're looking to fill the seat, conducting a special election would take longer than 60 days, because people need time to campaign.
Sure.
Then there ought to be something in there that says, I don't know, that says, I just can't see somebody that's appointed serving for 4 years, for 3 years.
No, I agree, Nancy, I totally do.
you
I'd
made
love to
it-
see some
Team mayor
options.
and then they
you
drop
know.
dead, then somebody else is gonna serve on the commission that may not be elected for the next 3.5 years or
there-
whatever.
Again, I could take your direction, we can split it up, if it's less than X months remaining on a term,
Yeah, I'd
it's
like to
this
see
way.
that.
If it's
I'd like to see that.
X years remaining on a term, it's that way, but, then you start adding more to it, but
But you have to, yeah,
depending on what
you
your
have to,
consensus is, I could draft anything.
you have to arrange for an election, and I know
Yeah.
that takes some time too. So if you just had
If it's
2
under a
months
year.
left on your, if it's under a year, then
Yeah, and depending on what the math looked like too, the timing of the year, and obviously, it's I would say maybe 50-50 if all 5 of us are here, at a time, even on a regular meeting. But depending on what that looks like, I'd like to see some options, because if somebody's got 3 months left, then let's just wait anyway. You know what I mean, to fill it potentially.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it's-
we got 60 days, and if there's
Well, that's
2
just the
months,
number
yeah,
that I chose.
yeah,
You're done.
Yeah.
you're done.
I mean,
Yeah.
I put in that 60 days there so that there wasn't a situation where someone in the mayor's seat refuses to fill a vacancy for whatever reasons. I put that in there so that there is forward momentum on it.
Yeah, because it takes a while, it would take a while just to figure out who you'd want to appoint, if you were going to appoint.
I've
yeah.
appointed 2 people to my own city council in Westwood during my time, and it's always worked out well. But again,
Was it
this is your city.
short term?
One of them was fairly short term. One of them was for about 2 years.
Yeah. I just don't like the
both.
idea of having somebody that we've appointed up here on this bench.
Do you know, like, the state law on,
The state law
How
allows
long
you
you
to
have
draft
to-
your own ordinances
well,
on
no,
what you
for
want
a
to do.
special election, so like, can it say it can be 60 days, or it can be 30 days to election?
I don't know that off the top of my head. There are, a lot of requirements such as, I'll get the acronym wrong, but, the Overseas Voting Act for military personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There has to be things like that. Election offices these days have much more stringent requirements on how much lead time they need to have ballots put together in order to run security checks on voting machines.
So,
You also need to file your campaign with certain offices, right?
I mean, there are campaign filings that need to be done, financial filings and things like that.
Background checks.
So
for
there's,
candidates.
you start melding, election law into it, we have to start building in other calendars. So it certainly does become more complex.
Sure,
Not
sure.
undoable, but
Yeah, just from a standpoint of the will of the people, I think it's important to hold true to that and not make them, any exceptions personally, but, so if you could have some options on the table for us, David, potentially?
I'll take my direction from the consensus of the commission as to if you'd
Yeah,
like me to
I-
bring back a few more ideas.
Sure, like something like, I don't know, if there's a year left, a year or less, then maybe appointment, but if it's like gonna be three or 4 years.
3.5 more.
Yeah.
What I can do is tell me if this sounds good. Bring back a pure election, no matter what. An appointment process, no matter what, and a hybrid
Yes.
of the two. Like if I
Yes.
brought the language kind of for each of those three options, would that kind of fill the gaps you'd like to see?
Yeah, I think so, whatever the hybrid,
so.
timing wise, we could figure that out.
And that's what I mean by a
Decide.
hybrid, like,
Yeah.
a timing, if it's this much time, appointment, if it's over this much time, election. That's be the kind of hybrid middle, but I can bring one on each end and then one in the middle.
It'll give us
and
some
have
more time
you
to
kinda
think
look
about
at
it too, so,
Yep.
yep.
Sounds
Yes,
good.
yes, that
Everybody
sounds
agree?
good.
Okay, thank
Thank you for the work you did on this.
Sure, will do.
Yep.
All right, consent agenda. Commissioner Martin.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I do move to approve the claims for August 22nd, 2025 through September 4th, 2025 in the amount of $5,182,300.88. Net amount for payroll number 17 effective August 22nd, 2025 in the amount of $437,504.10. Includes police and fire pension in the amount of $7,753.58.
Second.
All right. We'll begin voting with Commissioner England.
Aye.
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 All right. Thank you. All right, Scott, do you have anything for us tonight?
I don't think I have anything unless you have questions for me.
Anyone?
Nothing on this side.
Right now.
No.
Well, welcome back, Nancy. We're glad you're feeling better.
Thank
Do you have
you.
anything this evening?
Yeah, I do. I would just want to say, there was a question one time about, when we vote with a motion and how we vote so fast as we go along. And I just want everybody to know that by the time it gets to be a motion, we've studied it through study session. We have, on many cases, we have to do a consensus like we were doing tonight. That's not even a vote. And then we go to a first consideration on those and a second consideration.
We get our packets.
And these are all out in the public, so anybody has any questions on those, they can come back to us before we get to that point. So by the time it gets up here for a motion, we have studied the issue thoroughly, and
Yes.
we're ready to make a motion on it. So just want to let the public know that. Thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner Hingla?
Nothing.
All right.
I'm glad to be here.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Commissioner Martin?
Nothing. I'm glad you're feeling better also, Nancy, so welcome back.
All right.
That's it tonight.
I don't have anything further. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Aye.
Adjourned.
Aye.
Aye.